What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, it's your homie, FuturisticMike. Welcome back to another movie review. Now, this is going to be a movie review on Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. The runtime for this movie is 2 hours and 4 minutes. I finally was able to watch it, man. Unfortunately, I didn't go to the movies to see it. I waited until it came out. It was streaming, and I got to watch it. And the description for this movie reads, Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne, along with Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, explore the quantum realm where they interact with strange creatures and embark on an adventure that goes beyond the limits of what they thought was possible. Now, I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10. I think it was good, man. It was a good Marvel movie. It was important, the story and stuff, because a lot of what went down in this movie is what's going to be happening next in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I appreciated that much, the storytelling and stuff. But it wasn't the best Ant-Man in my opinion. I think it was my least favorite Ant-Man. But I did appreciate the story because now we have a new villain who's going to be in the MCU for a while, man. So he's here to stay for a while. Now, was this movie better than Black Panther, Wakanda Forever? No. Was it better than Thor, Love and Thunder? Yes. With that being said, it's definitely better than some Marvel Phase 4 movies. But we'll see where the rest of Phase 5 goes, man, because we got Guardians 3 coming out here in about a month. So I can't wait to see that. I'll compare the two of these movies then, because we don't really know how Phase 5 is going to go. But I think Phase 5 is going to be fire. Shout out to Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, Jonathan Majors, and Catherine Newton. Shout out to all of them, man. They did their thing in this movie. They killed it. I really liked Catherine Newton as Cassie Lang, man. She killed that part in my opinion. She was supposed to be in Avengers Endgame. That's what I heard a while back, and she was never in there. So I'm glad they finally brought her into the MCU as Cassie Lang. She did a great job. And we've seen a little bit of Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror in Loki Season 1, but now we see even more of him. And honestly, he's a great villain. He's definitely going to be a problem for the Avengers in the future. I can promise you that. He's going to be a major problem. He's actually not in the movie very much until about 45 minutes into the movie. We see him a little bit at the beginning. We see that he knows Janet or whatever. But then we move on to Scott. You know, he's just living his life in San Francisco. His daughter gets arrested. He goes and gets her from jail. You know, they're all at the dinner table talking and stuff. And Scott finds out that his daughter has been studying the quantum realm while he's been gone and stuff. So she knows a lot about it. And she ends up opening this portal to the quantum realm. And Janet's freaking out like, no, close that right now. So they shut it off. But then it turns back on and sucks them into the quantum realm. And they're surprised, man, because Scott has obviously been here before. He said it never looked like this before. Janet's been there. She knows all about it. But it looks crazy, man. It looks like a whole nother universe. There's a whole bunch of weird structures, weird creatures, and all kinds of things. And it's just like a whole world down there. We see that Scott and Cassie get separated from the rest of them. They have to try to make their way back to each other. We see at this one part they interact with these creatures, and the creatures are trying to make them drink some red ooze. And I guess the ooze helps them understand these creatures' language. That way they can communicate with them. Now, Janet takes Hope and Hank to this guy named Kryler, one of her old friends, because she thinks that he's going to help her and her family, you know, get out of here and get back to Scott and Cassie or whatever. But Kryler basically says, look, I don't know why you came back. You did a lot of stuff when you were down here. He's looking for you, and he's going to send the hunter after you. And he tells Hank and Hope that Janet has a lot of secrets. So they have to fight their way out of there. They get on this ship and they drive off. Hope and Hank want to know what Janet is hiding, so she explains it to them. She says that she knows this guy who called himself a traveler, and she became friends with him because there was nothing to do down here for all these years. She said that this guy had a ship that could travel the multiverse. You could go anywhere with it. So she tried to help him fix it, you know, fix the core and stuff so they could get out of there. But when she touched it, you know, she got a sense of who he was. She could see some things that he did and stuff, and she wasn't happy. So she destroyed the core and trapped him there. So now Kang is after her and whoever stands in his way, and he pretty much made his prison his empire, man. He built an empire down here. So she just explained all this to Hank and Hope, and they're sorry that she had to go through all this alone. But it's crazy. This dude, Kang the Conqueror, he's not playing no games. He had his killer, MODOK, grab Scott and Cassie and put them like in a jail cell. Kang comes in there and talks to them and pretty much tells Scott that he needs him to do something for him, to grab this core in the center of this thing or whatever, and Scott's not trying to do it. And he's like, I'll kill your daughter right here in front of you and make you go back in time and watch it over and over again endlessly until you beg me to kill you. So Scott eventually agrees to do it because he didn't want to lose his daughter. Scott went inside and he tried to get the core, and he entered like this probability thing where he's seen all kinds of versions of himself, even the Baskin-Robbins version, and they all try to stand on top of each other and get Scott to the top so he can do what he needs to do. And Hope makes her way in there and helps him out. So they size the core back down to size. Now, Kang said he was going to release his daughter if he did what he wanted him to do. Of course, he lied. He was just doing whatever he had to do to get what he wanted. He straight lied to Scott, and he said she'll be fine without you. So he grabs the core, he grabs Janet, and just a whole bunch of stuff goes down after this. Scott and the rest of them end up fighting Kang. He grabs his army, and they're all fighting and stuff. And that's how the movie ends. It's a big fighting scene. You know how these Marvel movies end. It's always like a big fight. Scott's in his suit and he turns big into the big Ant-Man, and he's trying to make his way to Kang and destroy his empire. Kang is shooting at him with all his ships and all kinds of stuff. Hope and the rest of them ended up getting out of there. They got back home, and Scott ended up staying behind. He ended up fighting Kang, one-on-one. It was like a physical fight. It was honestly a great fight. I love to see it. I think this is the most work I've ever seen Ant-Man put in when it comes to a fight. He was really putting in work. I mean, Kang did get his hits too and everything, but Ant-Man got his licks as well. Hope ended up coming back to help Scott, and it appears that Kang is dead, or at least this version of Kang. We see they're all back home, and Scott doesn't really know for sure if he killed Kang or not. He doesn't know if Kang is still out there or not. He has no clue. But at the end of the movie, we just see them all at the dinner table. They're celebrating Cassie's birthday, even though it's not her birthday, because Scott has missed quite a few, when he was gone all those years. And that's the end of the movie. Then the post-credit scene is a whole bunch of Kangs, man. We see 3 main Kangs talking, and one of them said to another one, "How many did you call?" And he said, "All of us." And there's like thousands of Kangs. So I don't know what's going to happen with this. There's all kinds of Kang variants. And then we get another post-credit scene. We see Loki, and he's in the audience at some place, and he says that's him, and it's Kang on the stage. So Kang is going to be a major problem going forward in the MCU. It says Kang will return for at least 2 movies that I know of. He'll be back for the 2 new Avengers movies that are dropping in 2025 and 2026. I can't wait for those. But yeah, Ant-Man was a pretty good film. I like the 3rd movie. We'll see if it's better than Guardians or not. We'll wait until that comes out, and then we'll talk about it. But what did you guys think of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania? Let me know all your thoughts down below. Let me know what you thought. Keep supporting your boy, and I'll be continuing to bring y'all movie reviews in the future. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you can never miss a video. If you guys want to donate to the channel, I got links below to the PayPal and Cash App accounts. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me get out of here, y'all. It's your boy, FuturisticMike, and I'll talk to you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.